Alright, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Geneforge 1, here on my channel, Idle Wisdom. We pick things up here in the Taker city of Kazg. City, town, fortress, I don't know. Definitely a large fortified town as far as Susha Island is concerned. Probably not very big compared to the cities of the Shaper mainlands, but you know. Oh well, let's not walk on their crops. They're probably not going to want us doing that. Not that anyone really wants people to walk on their crops. And if you remember last episode, we arrived at Kazg. The Taker leader Gnorrel has offered to ally with us, or offered us a chance to ally with the Takers to help them fight in the cause of justice and to free the Serviles from the returning yoke of Shaper control. And that if we did, not only would we be fighting for justice, we would be able to gain great power, greater power than our masters would ever let us possess. And also that she told us that the Takers are allies of the Shaolai. The Shaolai and the Takers are working together. Although, as her assistant Echo Blade told us, there's a sect of rebel Shaolai who are to the east, hiding from the regular Shaolai and the Takers, and he wants us to kill them. But we're not so sure. And we found a Obeyer prisoner, and he told us that we should go and talk to the rebel Shaolai, and that maybe we could, you know, work together. And he wants us to go and take word of his situation to Leader Rydell back in Pentel. So we're probably gonna, but then he wouldn't, and then he said he's gonna stay here and, you know, martyr himself for the Obeyer cause. And so we'll probably go and tell Leader Rydell, just, you know, that seems the decent thing to do. But I don't know, that was pretty crazy. Let's see, who are you? Warrior Serviles. Okay. Right now everyone's just sort of chill with us in this town. It says friendly, but of course that's friendly. That's friendly from a gameplay point of view. What is here? A lot of them would love to kill us if they didn't have orders to the contrary. Ruh-roh. Uh-oh, mines. I wonder if will this work? Let's actually save. Anytime you deal with mines, it's always good to save your game first. Save. See, there's some stronger mines right up there. I don't know, let's come back to that actually. Who knows what's there? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Last time I played this game, I was, doing a no canister run, so I don't remember what's back there, so maybe it's a canister. This leads to East Kazg, but let's still stay in Kazg. We have more to do here. You see, that looks like a drake. And that modified craft. So, are those drakes, are they unintelligent, or are they intelligent, but they're been sort of twisted into just being like big ferry boats? It's kind of weird. Uh-oh, what's in here? This crumbling building is full of compost and decomposing trash. Okay, that's not a cool place for us to be. None of the cool kids are over there. Oh, here it looks like a marketplace. We were supposed to find a servile merchant here to talk to. I remember the one that's at Cole in Vakari wants us to see if he can reopen trade. So we need to keep an eye out for one of these merchants. This is one of Kazg's merchants. The Bazaar looks like it used to host a thriving trade, but no longer. This merchant looks thin, hungry, and desperate for more business. Ah, the Shaper, this is my humble shop. Though the merchant is hungry for business, she isn't sure whether she should deal with you. Well, how is business? Ah, Shaper, well, these are trying times for us all, so we do not trade with the other Serviles. But it is for the greater good, I assure you. She is saying it, but she doesn't look like she believes it. Why don't you deal with other towns? It has been made clear that they are actually enemies, and that the Takers have new allies now. That is what I know, and I do not like to talk of it. It is not for me to question the great wisdom of Gnorrel. Okay, well, we have another question. I'd like to trade with you. Okay, well, she will trade. Times have been hard in Kazg, so the merchants are eager to trade. Since this was the center of the Shaper colony, they have been able to scavenge much higher quality goods. They give the best prices to takers, of course. But if you do look at the prices, it says expensive, but it's not utterly ridiculous, which the Obeyer merchants charged us, which is quite weird. Let's see what they have. Living tools, all sorts of batons except for the Reaper ones. All sorts of thorns. They do have Reaper thorns, one set. There's nothing here we need. But let's see, they have 1,500 coins, so that's a lot of money to trade with. Do we have anything to sell them? I don't think we do. I think we sold everything. Let's see the other merchants. How about you? I would like to trade. Let's see, living tools, crystals, major healing pods, speed pods, essence pods, healing spores. Let's buy one of those. Famsis, curing spores, maybe. Major healing spores, Shaper records, we don't need those. Let's buy a curing spore. Its prices are expensive, so they're not that great, but they're not terrible. Okay, I think this is a food merchant. I want to trade. Fruit, meat, vegetables, bread, bags of meal. That's good and all, but we don't need it. There is no need to eat rations in this game, unlike some RPGs. This is not a survival mechanic RPG. Let's see, I want to trade. This has, okay, chitin armor, sorry. Chainmail vest, iron breastplates, steel breastplates, iron swords, javelins, steel javelins, belts of sword. Ivory band, what is that? Oh, it resists poison. That's nice. Shielding pod and shielding spores. Those are cool. Oh, that would add, that's a good item right there. Why don't we buy those? Yeah. Those might be useful. That's 700 coins. I don't know. I'll see. Chilling band, and we have a static band. So we could get an ivory band there. I don't know. That's not a bad item. In some areas it might be useful to have. I don't know. I think we'll wait, though, and see whether we need it or not. We'll keep it in mind. And it's just a warrior servile. It's probably a warrior servile. Ah, it looks like records. Though Taker Vandals have destroyed much of what the Shapers left here, they left this library alone. For some reason, they left these records intact, though they have made no extra effort to preserve them. You browse the records briefly. They are a mishmash of tomes, journals, and notes scavenged from all of Susha Island. Many of them are incomplete, and most are damaged, and practically all of them are uninteresting. Huh. Seems like the Shapers are definitely a bureaucratic culture. Officialdom and its paperwork reigns supreme. Oh, this is Toivo. While this servile is clearly afflicted with the madness common among takers, he also seems quite calm and intelligent. He is also very at home in this library. The Shaper comes. Yes, I am learned Toivo of takers. I speak with you of taker learning. Okay. Let's see. Why do you look after our Shaper writings? Why don't you just destroy them? The Shapers enslave us. The Shaper is the enemy, and the wisdom of tactics is to know all you can of the enemy, so you can use their powers and defeat them. Each year, we learn more of you and the secrets and tricks you use to keep us down. One day, we use that knowledge. Alright. Why do serviles in Kazg speak much more crudely than serviles elsewhere? Now, we probably know, because, was it Clackett told us back in, was it Valkyrie, that he talks in this same sort of way because he thinks speaking, you know, the normal way is basically the Shaper way. He's like, I have no interest in talking like a Shaper. Let's see what he has to say. Hopefully he won't get mad. Crude to you, honest to us. Other serviles, they say they might want freedom, but in head, They weak servants who imitate masters. We choose not to speak like you. Who is Shaper to say how servile talk and not talk? All right. Well, what have you learned here? Ah, but you are not a taker. You are not an ally. I help you not. Talk to Gnorrel, ally with us, and I give you full access to the learning here. Well, what do takers believe then? We believe, like the Awakened, that we should be free, but we know you Shapers will never give freedom to us. We must take it, using every weapon we have. Now I have to say, and maybe Evodius is still kind of a baby bunny in the world. He's like out there drinking his carrot milk, sniffing at grass, and crunching on little baby carrots. But even he has to be savvy enough to know that Toivo here is right. There is literally no way the Shapers are going to agree. Of course, maybe, do we know this yet? I think we know it. But yeah, although you might want, so from a certain point of view, you might say Toivo is correct, the takers are correct. They're the only ones with a realistic assessment of the situation. If we want to have freedom, you have to be prepared for the fight. On the other hand, what sort of world will they make? Is a good question. Is the world that the Awakened may desire, is it better? Even if it's more difficult to achieve? Is it impossible to achieve? I don't know. That's all for now, thanks. So yep, he is the sage here in Kazg. And we can look around his library a little bit. Let's try not to, get into trouble. Wow, look at all these amazing learnings that they have. That is just so cool. We have nothing to, that could equal this. This thick book is full of records on Susha Island, the layout, the contents, descriptions of main research facilities, and so on. It looks like the Servile has been flipping through it carefully, trying to understand its contents. All of the maps and most of the descriptions have been smeared by water and age. You do, however, find a good description of the main research facilities, which are to the north. There are 2 workshops for making tools and power columns. They are called West Workshop and South Workshop. There is also a large mine for acquiring stone, minerals, and useful crystals. That is at the east edge of the island. The main research warren is apparently quite large and is dug deep within the largest mountain on Susha Island at the northeast corner of the island. There are 2 entrances, one at the west and one at the south. The west and south workshops are several miles from this facility. Interestingly, several pages have been torn from this book. It looks like they were taken out recently. They may still be around. Huh. I'm not doing anything. I'm just looking. Just want to see. Just idly curious. Don't mind me. Here, go away. Quit watching me. Inside the cabinet, you find an old, dusty scroll. Unrolling it carefully to keep it from crumbling, you read the faded words on the page. It is a proclamation, issued about 200 years ago. By declaration of Karada, Danet, and the Council of Shapers, Susha Island is hereby declared interim barred. All research is to be ended here. All Shapers are to evacuate the island by 1 week from today. All work on the Geneforge is to cease immediately, and it is to be deactivated. All other research is to be held, and products, instruments, and notes are to be stored. The barring will be ceased or declared full at such time as the full Council of Shapers is able to query the relevant researchers. The proclamation is signed, Karada. You have no idea whether the barring of Susha Island was ever declared to be official and permanent. You've never even heard of Susha Island before you arrived here, or landed here. Alright, you notice Deathniel is not included in the declaration, and you remember he was mad about that. We saw some of his notes in the school that he was irritated about the whole barring of the island. But Karada apparently was the foremost of the 3 to support or to bar the island, even though Danet was involved too, as well as of course the Shaper Council, which is in charge of everything. Let's see, can we look in here? Yeah, that's not ours, don't steal it. It's just useless records anyways. Alright, well that was kind of interesting. Danet was the maker of the inventor of the Geneforge. And Defnil was the master of instruction, of teaching. And carota, I can't remember what carota was. A big artery, I think. No, that's carotid. But yeah, I don't know. For servile farmer. Never mind. Let's not go and bother the farmers in their quarters. Now we heard from that one servile Pula that in Toivo's quarters in the southwest here, there is something interesting that could be seen if we could be sneaky. And maybe we will. But I think right now we're going to just take a look around town generally. And maybe go... Okay, are you anybody in particular? A farmer. Alright. Let us see. Where else do we need to go here? Well, we don't have too many more places to go. Let's go at this gate. Let's just open up the gate anyways. So there's a lot of money in the shops. That's useful. And this leads us to Kazg ruins. So, let's actually go to Kazg Plains, though, in the north. Because I said we'd go and check those out the rest of the way. Now that we can... End Shaper rule! Fight for the takers! End Shaper rule! Servile farmers. Okay. Well, let's see if Amina Blade is around. Or Amina? Amina? I guess. Yeah. Amina. Oh, no. Alright, nothing. Nothing more from Amina. It's Echo Blade. So that's Brodus Blade. What was the blade in, oh, Swan. No, he wasn't called Blade. Warrior Serviles. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do this just with the tab key. You can pull up the names of various things and creatures on the map, on the screen. Anybody else out here? Anybody else? Oh wait, this looks like there's a passageway. Nope. Oh wait, yeps. Maybe? Yes. Bones. Uh-oh. Oh, that's an orc. Never mind. A terrifying orc. Who is back here? Oh. Maybe it's a hermit. Maybe an angry taker. Hugh. There's a young female servile camped out here. She looks very small and nervous. Like everything else in this barren place, she's covered in dust. Covered with dust. She bows when you approach. Hey, Shaper. Welcome, welcome, Shaper. I am Hugh. She's obviously not a taker. What are you doing out here? I like a peaceful life. I farm my tiny plot. I try to survive in this harsh place. Isn't it dangerous to live out here like this? The takers have made the area secure. The rogues do not trouble them anymore. They are starting to be able to grow crops, despite the harshness. This is one of the safest places on Susha Island now. Thanks to the takers, she hastens to add. Are you a taker? Why, of course. She seems to have difficulty saying it. I'm opposing the Shapers and all they've done to us. Then we can ask her if she's lying, but I don't know. Do we have reason to? And we don't. You seem to have your doubts. No. I don't. Never doubt. Never mind. No doubts. I'm a taker, secure in the wisdom of Gnorrel. Alright, well. I don't think she's probably a spy. We could ask about it. Do we need to, though? Yeah, I don't really care. Alright, we know there's a spy here. Just like we know there's a spy in Vakari. Did we tell what's-his-face in... Did we tell the leader of the Awakened that there was a spy? The cook was a spy? I can't remember. Elra, did we tell him about the spy? I don't know. Seems dangerous to have the cook be a spy. Not that they knew she was a spy, obviously. Alright. Job qualifications. You must be a spy. Or job qualifications. You must not be a spy. But no one writes they're a spy when they're signing up to be a cook. At least I don't think so. And Shaper rule! Alright. Wait, who are you? No. Oh, wait. A bit of small talk, but they don't have anything to tell us, really. Oh, at least they're not mad at us. Let's see. Oh, Agat. Let's see who this person is. Agat. You meet a Kazgian. He has the mad, unstable look in his eyes you've come to expect. A fanatic's eyes. He looks up at you. He looks like he could kill you in a moment if the whim struck him. Instead he speaks. A Shaper, Shaper, yes. Gnorrel said your kind would come. Now you talk to me. Good, I am Agat. I am an agent. You call yourself an agent? Only a Shaper can be an agent. He said that. I like to think that, Evodius said that before he could even button his mouth. I agent like Shaper agent, our agent. Gnorrel finds difficult place where bad things happen. She talks to me, and I go and I solve problem. Huh. Well, what sort of problems are you trying to solve? Gnorrel thinks there is a spy here. Not spy like you, blundering out in the open, but secret spy. I talk to all farmer and visitor, but I find no spy. And he looks up at you and smiles. You, Shaper, smart. No way of serviles. You know of spy and tell me. If you know of spy and tell me, we deal with you. We not hate all Shapers. Shapers who ally with us are welcome. Okay. Anything else? Tell me about Gnorrel. She, leader of takers, she wise. One day, she lead us up and against you. Once she tell us who to fight, we win freedom. Maybe we can ask him to repeat himself. Do you hate all Shapers? Some do. Foolish ones do. Not Gnorrel, not me. We know that Shaper who aid our cause is as much ally as servile who do so. More so, for Shaper has much more to lose. Help us, and we help you more. Want no more? Talk to Gnorrel. Actually, that's a good, yeah, if it's a Shaper, I mean, yeah, everyone's likely to get killed in that endeavor, but in a sense, a Shaper who joins their cause is giving up a life of, power, influence, and, a privileged position in society. A privileged position in a society whose sole purpose is to maintain that power structure and whatnot. All right, let's not steal their stuff. I don't know what I was doing. It's those old RPG habits. RPGs make you into like a thief. You just randomly walk into people's houses and try to steal all their stuff. So, Agat says there's a spy somewhere, according to Gnorrel. We suspect that the spy is that servile up in this corner. We're not sure. There's other possibilities. It could be Pula in town, too, because she was giving us inside info on where things were hidden. But, I don't know. It's probably that one just hiding in the corner. Let's go out the south entrance, the south exit of Kazg. At least for a little bit. Here's Rosin. You meet one of Kazg's guards. He watches the gate into the settled part of the city. He looks like he doesn't trust you a bit, but for some reason he approaches to speak with you. I am Rosin, of Takers. Shaper by rights, you should be slain for entering our lands, but order has been given. You can enter and talk without being slain. Word has gone round. You attack no more, but watch yourself. One wrong thing and you die. You've received orders to let me pass. Why? The orders come from Gnorrel herself, leader of Takers. I not question her, or her plans for her, or her strength. I just do what she say. She say you pass, you pass. Can you tell me more about Takers? We are opposed to your kind. We make you pay for what you have done to us. You go north, you learn more from Gnorrel. I no want to talk to you. Alright, well, as long as he doesn't attack us, we're good. Oh, looks like a shopkeeper. Maybe? Tinker? Arth. Ah, this is the merchant. This is a servile merchant. His clothes aren't torn, and he doesn't seem to hate you. He does, however, seem dangerously thin. Welcome, Shaper. I am Arth, he says. I can't talk to you for long. What do you do here? I was a merchant once. I carried goods among the 3 towns. Then things got terrible, and I had to stop. What happened? The wars and the strife, and the Takers started to go mad, and all the rogues arrived, and it was impossible to travel, and I should not say more. Let's see. So, let's tell him about Cole. Cole in Vackery wants to know if it is Cole in Vackery wants to know if it is possible to trade with you again. Tell him that it is impossible. Even if the roads were clear, trading with the Awakened would result in my speedy death at the hands of the Takers. Ooh. Let's see. Are you a Taker? He looks around. Of course! How could I not be a Taker? It is the wisest path and the only possible path, and the Takers are just to visit swift punishment on all who question them. Tell me more about their philosophy. I can't. I am not wise enough. Enter the main town, talk to Gnorrel. Her wisdom is complete. I cannot talk to you more. I am sorry. Goodbye. Let's see if he'll sell something to us. Can we trade? Arth has very few items left and no food at all. He seems eager to trade with you, but only for a short time. His prices are exorbitant. Very, very high, but not utterly ridiculous. So he has some healing spores. Well, let's buy one, a healing spore from him, just for the sake of, you know, I don't know, goodwill. Also, they're very useful. And let's get a curing spore. Anything else? I don't really think anything else here is all that useful. Healing pods are okay. Speed pods are good. If you're a lone character, that's better. But yeah, alright, cool. Alright, well, that's unfortunate, but, you know, not surprising, really. I think, rather than explore this area south of Kazg, which is going to take a while, it's a rather, you know, labyrinthian area. What we should do is go back west, and we're going to go stop in Pentel, and then in Vackery, and deliver the news that we have for both parties. First, we need to talk to Leader Rydell. So, you know, brisk road march back to Pentel, and we find Leader Rydell. Obey the... Oh, I bow before you, Shaper. Leader Rydell. Yes, Shaper, we obeyers are ever eager to aid you. I met one of your spies in Kazg. His name was Houghton, and we described the meeting. That is sad news. He was a good servile, as loyal to your kind as any. Still, his joyous martyrdom shall not be in vain, especially since we have learned the information he gave so much to obtain. Thank you, Shaper. Whatever else your beliefs, you have done us a kind thing in this. Alright, well, that's it. My feet hurt. Yep. Now we need to go to Vackery. Talk to Cole. Cole. The serviles of Vackery are pleased that they're pleased that we have arrived. I take it that indicates that we're more or less, Evodius is more or less going on the wavelength that the Awakened like. Not terribly radical, but definitely favoring servile freedom. Let's tell him. I met Arth. The serviles of Kazg are very hostile. He says that it is not safe to trade with you. He sighs. Understood. I am not surprised. Still, I appreciate the knowledge. Here is a reward for you. We Awakened believe in giving fair payment for assistance. And he hands you a pair of pouches. Genuine Shaper artifacts. Not much at this point, but it helps a little. Alright, cool. What did we get? And we got 15 experience. Not very much, but, you know, I don't know what we got. Maybe these major healing spores. I don't know. It's something probably relatively useful, but probably not terribly so. But it was a very easy mission anyways. 15 experience is kind of disappointing though, I have to say. If we'd done that mission earlier, like at a lower level, we would have gotten probably more experience from it, but big deal. Let us pick up our, well, let's pick up these thorns. We can sell those since we're not going to use them. And living tools. And icy crystals, how many do we have? Yeah, it's fine right for now. We have 55 living tools, so let's drop 45. We were carrying too many of them around. Okay, anything else? Swarm crystals. Ensnaring crystal. Maybe that was what he gave us. I don't know. Speed pods. Speed spores. Spray crystals. Curing essence. Oh wow, that's a lot of healing spores. That's 4.5 pounds of healing spores. I think I'm going to drop some of these just for... Let's drop 5 of them. We don't need that many all at once. Okay. Oh, and here's our icy crystals. I'm starting to think that we're at the point where icy crystals are going to become less and less useful, but you know, we're not there yet necessarily. Now let's actually, what are these healing pods? Oh geez, wow. Let's drop, let's see, 24, 23. Drop 23 of them. Oh, well that was a weird number to drop. My mathematics was not up to par. I need to remember I have this Rod of Battle. I keep not using it. I don't think he has any more money to sell things with, but to buy things. So let's go talk to the alchemist. I think he might have money. And then after that, we will be done for this episode. Ham, that's right. I could use some more supplies. Yes, he has a little bit of money left. Okay, let's sell him this. Oh, jeez. I need to dump that ring. And this. Although, maybe not. Alright, cool. Let's see. Does he have actually? What does he have? He has a good amount of spores and pods. And some living tools still. Decent prices. So we'll have to come back here if we want more. Alright. Alright, well thank you for joining me on this episode of my Let's Play of Geneforge 1. In the next episode we will return to Kazg and continue to explore the regions around there. The east of Kazg and south of Kazg, and see what we find. And we're at the point where we need to start thinking about who we're going to support, if anybody. Are we going to help the Obeyers? I don't think Evodius has been going really that direction, but you know, that would be a natural step for a Shaper, perhaps. We might join the Awakened. They seem to be very affable to us for the most part, and they seem to like us more or less. Or would we go really, you know, go all out and join the Takers? I don't know. The Takers seem to be a little bit more interesting and nuanced than we might have expected, perhaps, but I don't know. That still is a tall order. But we'll have to think about it. Alright, and so take care, y'all.